James Cartwright, he was a top Pentagon general, pleaded guilty 3 months ago, was facing 2 years in jail for lying to investigators about leaking to reporters about the U.S. and Israeli cyber attack on the Iran nuclear arms deal, not the nuclear arms deal, but the Iran nuclear arms program. You remember the so-called Stuxnet virus. Reporters said, and General Cartwright said in the investigation in his trial, that he leaked to confirm to reporters that there'd been that cyber attack, so they would not publish it. And the reporters he talked to asked for him to be pardoned. And so, Jim, summing up, Obama says wants to be known as the second chance president. Chelsea Manning can be out of jail in May. General Cartwright will never go to jail. Back to you, Jim.
All right, time is ticking down. He's getting a lot of things done this week. Okay, Steve Handelsman. Steve, thank you.
You're welcome.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is accusing the outgoing Obama administration of spreading fake allegations. Today, Putin described that unverified dossier on Trump as an effort to undermine the legitimacy of the president-elect. NBC's Bill Neely with the story in Moscow.
An extraordinary allegation by Vladimir Putin, and extraordinary that the Russian president is riding to the defense of President-elect Donald Trump. Vladimir Putin didn't name President Obama, but it was pretty clear his intention. He said, "We're seeing a continuing and heated political struggle in Washington, even though the election is won and Donald Trump was the convincing winner."
There are several goals set in this fight. Maybe there are more, but some are obvious. The first one is to undermine the legitimacy of the U.S. president-elect. And I want to stress that people who do that, whether intentionally or not, they harm the interests of the United States significantly.
He also talked about certain allegations against Trump, which he said were obviously false. He said the people who spread those allegations are worse than prostitutes. And he compared the situation in Washington today with Ukraine in 2014. He said it was like a revolution, an attempted coup d'etat. So extraordinary comments from Vladimir Putin. And as I say, extraordinary that the Kremlin on several occasions has spoken in defense of President-elect Trump and against President Obama. Back to you.
Well, we are now less than 4 days away from the inauguration of Trump on the west front of the U.S. Capitol. And since Thomas Jefferson was sworn in as president, the same band has played at every inauguration with different people, obviously, but it is the same band.
Yeah, hard to believe. This Friday, the United States Marine Band continues that tradition. It is the 55th time the band has played. And for 2 Marines participating this year, the inauguration has extra special meaning. Mark Seagraves takes a look now at the band known as the President's Own.
The Marine Band is rich with history. The band's most famous director, John Philip Sousa, wrote many of the patriotic marches the band will be playing on Friday. Like Sousa, Master Sergeant Tracy Paddock grew up in the D.C. area, also with a father who worked for the federal government. She graduated from West Potomac High in Alexandria and knew at an early age she was destined to follow in Sousa's footsteps.
In fact, in high school, I won the John Philip Sousa Award in band, so it's almost a premonition of what's happening now in my life.
This will be Paddock's 4th inauguration, but it should be her 5th.
Unfortunately, I came down with the stomach virus the night before. So my first one ended up being George W. Bush.
As a teen growing up in the D.C. region, Paddock would watch the inaugurations on TV.
To have grown up in the midst of all of this and then to be a part of it, it's quite unique, and I feel so lucky to have ended up in the Marine Band.
For Staff Sergeant Hiram Diaz, he'll be playing in his 2nd inauguration. Diaz is the son of Cuban immigrants. He says he's grateful for what they went through to give him this opportunity.
My grandfather and my grandmother struggling so much to get to this country and really making a huge impact on me and driving me to get to this goal.
On Friday, as Staff Sergeant Diaz is playing for the President of the United States, he'll be thinking of what his family and so many immigrant families went through to become U.S. citizens.
I'll probably be thinking about my grandfather and the struggles that he had coming to this country and establishing himself and working hard, and then my parents as well, giving me so much.
The Marines who will be playing for the inauguration come from 36 states.